Hello FLOSSTUBE, it's Lee here from Creative Lee with video FLOSSTUBE number 11? Yeah, 11. Brought to you on my birthday weekend. Yes, I aged yesterday. Another number went up in the old, but in the old birthday, but I still am in the same bracket for when you fill out surveys, so that's okay. I think when I get to that 54 plus bracket or 55 plus bracket, I might start to freak out a bit, but we're a few years away from that, hopefully. So yeah, Sunday the 19th of January here, and we've got to give the weekly weather update. It's a little overcast, not too hot, it's about 17 or 18 degrees, but really high humidity, and I've just been running around and now I'm a bit red and hot and bordering on sweating. Thought we'd go with the wild woman of Borneo look today. I'm heading, after I do my video, I'm going to head into Wellington to meet up with a couple of friends, the boys as I call them, and I'm in the middle of now my birthday maybe fortnight, but usually I kind of squeeze everything out for a month. Anything I do is like, it's for my birthday. So I sort of joke, it's like, if I go out for lunch, it's my birthday lunch. And if I go to the movies, it's my birthday movie. And if I get my haircut, it's my birthday haircut. So anyway, kind of a stupid thing really, eh? Anyway, this is mostly a video about cross stitch. We might actually get to some, but yeah, it's been quite a productive week for me compared to the previous week. That first week of the year was a bit pants. We're into our third week now, so I guess we should do a bit of cross stitch stuff. So I have a finish. Whoop whoop, second finish of 2020, and I gave it a good push this week. Over summer we've been every Tuesday now for 4 weeks in a row, basically on TV. They've been putting on kind of summer classic movies, and Tuesdays have been Die Hard, and I love Bruce Willis. He's my man. Been a fan of Bruce since the Moonlighting days back in the day, and so given that I typically go to bed around 9:30 and the movies only start about 8:30 or 9, and then they go for a really long time with ads because I'm watching them live on streaming TV, it means I go to bed really late, but I get lots of stitching done. So I decided to push and finish this whilst watching Die Hard 4, whatever that's called, Go Forth and Die Hard or something like that. So yeah, I got it done. It was like, just stitch like the Wind Woman. So I did, and I've given it a wee wash and a wee press this one. It's actually still a little bit damp, but that's okay. I dated it down the bottom, it's hard to see on screen, but just my initials, LAM, and a Jan 2020. So yeah, second finish. And I'm on track to complete am I on track? Who knows, I might get my map done by the end of the month. It's a lot of stitching. Anyway, so I'm very happy with that. So that'll go in the increasing pile to get framed. And my Crownland mug. Today, it's my birthday. So I've treated myself to a hot chocolate, which I don't normally drink, but I had one hot chocolate capsule left in the cupboard. So as part of cleaning out the cupboard, I might as well drink it. And I even used my fancy frother to make some froth. So I have to say froth in a stupid, terrible Glaswegian accent. I used to work with this chick when I was working at Westpac Bank years ago. We had this woman come in. She didn't last very long. It wasn't really, let's just say New Zealand wasn't really her scene because she complained about everything. but she's from Glasgow, and it's so funny. She had a very, very thick Glaswegian accent, and half the time, no idea what she was saying. It was like, you know, watching Train Spotting or Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. You know, you need to get sort of halfway through, and then suddenly you get your ear in. So every day it's like, okay, I need to let Diana talk for a bit because I can't understand her. And but we went out. She's a bit of a stroppy wench, and she's funny. But I think I'd hate to be up against her in a bar brawl. She's a bit tough, I think. And we went out for coffee, you know, a work break, and so she ordered a cappuccino with no froth, and she got her cappuccino with froth, and she did her banana. She was like, "You, come here. I asked for a cappuccino with no froth, and you're giving me froth. Look at that, that's froth. I want my cappuccino with no froth." So anyway, whenever I hear froth, I've got to say froth because it's just funny. She's quite scary, but anyway, she was only there for like a month, and then she quit because she didn't like it. Whatevs. So yeah, I drink my froth. Oh, the other thing too is I don't normally have milk in the house. I'm quite a lot lactose intolerant. But I had to get milk because I had visitors coming around, and you know, it's a bit rude. I mean, I've done it. It's a bit rude to say, "Oh, you came for a visit. Can you bring your own milk?" And so I whipped around the dairy to get a little bottle of milk, and they didn't have a little bottle. They only have big bottles. So now I've got all this milk, so I'm gonna have to make something with it, or freeze it, I guess. It seems a shame. It's so bloody expensive to buy a dairy in this country, given that we're a primary producer of dairy. But anyway, so I'll drink it and I'll just suffer later. TMI, right? Okay, so one finish. Whoop whoop. I also worked on my map, which is taking me, every time I show this it's a different picture because there's no cover picture, because you make the design up yourself. I might not have explained it properly for ages. It's from Ink Circles, and it's the I keep calling it the wrong name, Mysterious Adventure Project. So it's just some of the you can't tell, they're not charted, the chart's black and white, they're just sort of showing you what the options are. And you basically follow, we can kind of do what you like, but if you follow the rules, you have some polyhedral dice. So for people who've never played Dungeons and Dragons and all that sort of malarkey, they are missing, lost in my bag. They are, you know, the cool dice with the different number of faces. So you get, like, that's a D8, so it's got 8 sides, and you've got your D10, which is 10 sides probably. And then you needed a coin, so I've got a wee New Zealand 10-cent piece. So we've got, you know, head, HRH, Queen Elizabeth II, and then on the front we have a wee, I don't know what to call it actually, like it's a Māori figure. I'm just not sure, I should know, right, what exactly it's supposed to represent. But yeah, anyway, you need to you flip coins and throw dice and follow little flow charts, and basically that helps you pick what your borders looks like, how your coastline goes. When you want to pick, you know, put a lake in, you throw if you want to, you throw the dice, and it's like, oh, okay, you gotta. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tells you which lake you're going to put in, and then you throw another dice to find out where it sits on the page. So if it's in a block, is it to the left, is it centre? And of course you can tweak it, and if you don't like the location, then just move it, right? But it's just sort of it's a fun, nostalgic thing. So I did used to play a little bit of D&D when I was a wee young'un. And and it's a different kind of project. Not sure what I'll do with the end piece because I'm not really want this on my wall, but I think I might find a nice piece of fabric that looks like leather or is leather and actually sew it and have it folded up and just somewhere like it is like a treasure map. Anyway, this is where I'm up to. So this week I stitched the lake and the bridge and joined that up with the other river that had stopped up by the compass. I added ducks to the lake. I added that little blue boat up there in that inlet with the Loch Ness. I added the pelican, and I also found and butchered a little chart online. Yes, it's a blue horse in water. Did I do anything else? I think that's all I got stitched this last. I think I had a break on Thursday, so I think I stitched on Friday afternoon, evening, and Saturday very morning I finished the bridge. So that's, you only really got 5 hours, 6 hours in on really. So blue horse. This whole thing has sort of an Irish theme to it because I just wanted to help pick my colours, colour tones, the name, I went with this whole sort of Irish mystery thing. And part of how I picked my colour scheme was I looked for some, because it has monsters and stuff, so I looked at like what's some Irish myth or sea monsters or whatever. And one is the kelpie. So a lot of people have heard of the selkie, which is, or the roan, which are seal people, and when they come out they shed their seal skin and they can walk, they present as I don't even know if they're men, but women, but they have to go back to the sea, put on their seal skin. In a way, I think there's myths around the way to keep a selkie would be to steal and hide their seal skins so they can't go back to the sea. So there's also the kelpie, which is a water horse. And so I looked up, to help pick my colour scheme for my threads, I looked up, what is some artwork to do with kelpies or water horses, and kind of have this one, which I didn't really want to do the mere horse. It's a bit weird for me, but it takes it a bit far. And the colours scheme, and I did a kind of palette picker tool thing to see what it would pick out, and too many browns. Although, yeah, it helped me pick, I guess a combination of this and the other picture helped me pick some of my browns on my piece, so some of these more muted sort of browns. But this is the one I kind of based my palette mostly on, the blues and the greens, and of course I had to add some shades of brown and a couple of golds because otherwise the piece would look a bit weird. So this is my inspiration for my munted blue horse, and the fact that it's sort of running through water and you can't really see all of its hooves because it's kicking up the water, so I gave it a go. It's kind of a bit weird, but I like it. And because this particular palette picker then brought out this sort of quite warm caramelly colour, so yeah, between these two pictures, which are just images I found on Google and just put in, copied the JPEG and then put it into some online palette picker, which I don't know what that was, to help me just come up with that inspiration. So that's sort of how I came about putting the kelpie on. And yeah, I just looked up free, I don't even know if it was free, I found a small, it's still 35 by 40, that horse. I found a little image and then I kind of adjusted a little bit and then did it in shades of the sea blues and a little bit of the seaweed for the mane and the tail. And that's my kelpie. So I got a little bit done. That actually took quite a while. That horse took quite a while to both find a pattern and chart it. And then I changed I frogged quite a bit of it a few times just to get it not looking too weird. I miscounted at one stage, so it was going to have a very short torso. Anyway, lots of yeah, it took a bit of faffing around basically, and there are lots of little changes. So basically with the you get a whole lot of, you get a whole lot of different images, icons, motifs that you don't have to put all of them in. So there's another sea monster I've decided I want to do. There are some narwhal, a pair of narwhals, but I just don't want to fill in every single gap with a big image. There is, I think, a flying dolphin, although it looks a bit skinny. I'd want to change the chart, but I'm just not sure. I can add them later, but I haven't put everything in. And so now I'm starting to work on the main. There's a lot of land images, so it'll take me a little bit of time to get that done. So anyway, that's my whip that I'm working on. And of course I have a new whip because it was my birthday, and I had my birthday start that I've been talking about for about 947 years. So for those who might have forgotten, it is the Crown and Thistle Quaker Seasons of Friendship. I'm just not taking things out, they get munted. I made myself a little doofer card thingy, so I've got my little card that I'm doing, which is, keeping track of what it's on. Started 18th of January. I did resist, and that's my little colour inspiration for the palette from Stitch Palettes. And then I've got my little card from Country Stitch, which is where I got the fabric from, and which is Newcastle 40 count fog. So I had two of them, a bigger one and a smaller one, so that's my little floss card. I've just pulled sort of 4 or 5 lengths of floss and 1 skein of the soot, so that's the one I've substituted. Instead of 3799, I've gone with soot to get a little bit of variegation. And otherwise it's the colours that were in the chart. It's all pretty. And I have the start. And yeah, I'm just making it up as I go along. I had originally thought I might do all of the big motifs in the soot, but no, I am going to, I'm going to say there'll be 2/3 of the large motifs. I guess 2/3 of this is going to be soot, and then the other 4 colours peppered around. So that when I did the dark grey, I've changed the flag on the chart. The flag is very clearly a stylised American flag. Quite hard to see. And I changed it to a very stylised New Zealand flag. So that kind of represents the Union Jack that is in the corner, and then it's on the angle. Then the Southern Cross, the 4 stars of the Southern Cross, sort of going down the way the flag is. Funny, then I looked and I've got these 4 stars which kind of look a little bit like the Southern Cross, and then I was like, I should have done them in red, but because on our flag the Union Jack is there are red bands with white on the outside, and the stars we have 4 5-pointed stars in red with white borders, compared to the Australian flag, which has 6-pointed stars, and it has another star. It has more stars than ours. So yeah, so really happy how that's coming along. It's takes me a couple of, when I thread up and I pick it up, I picked it up twice now, so I did a little bit. I did a little bit yesterday morning, some last night, and then I've done a little bit this. I've done this one this morning. Also, I pulled that out. So I originally did this differently, pulled all that out and redid it. And it takes me a couple of minutes just to get my eye in, because it is 40 count. So I first pick it up and I look at it, I'm like, I can't see those threads. And then you kind of get, I guess when you're a competent practice stitcher, you get, well for me anyway, you get used to the length of the, like, you know, when you put your needle in, you kind of know where it has to come up because of, you get used to the distance, I guess, so it becomes quite routine or quite a natural movement for me. And so when you're going from, say, because I've been stitching on, the fractal is 18 count Ada, and which is compared to these other two pieces, the holes are prominent and it's sort of quite I don't know if it's mindless. Then the map is on 36 count linen bramble from Picture This Pass, and then picking up the 40 count, like your eyes just have to adjust and your motion has to adjust, but it only takes me 4 or 5 stitches and I'm pretty much back into the groove of it, which is kind of why I think that might be why I like focusing on a particular project for several days. I don't chop and change daily. Sorry, I keep shaking the table. And because that gives you a little bit longer, I think it helps me be faster. Actually, that leads me to quite an interesting thing. So you see people asking questions and just being interested, not for any judgment or anything, but are you a process stitcher or a product stitcher? Meaning, is it that you stitch just because you enjoy stitching? You don't mind if you've got 100 whips that you never finish. You don't mind if you've got finishes under the bed in a suitcase or in a cupboard and that you're never going to get them framed. You don't necessarily stitch. It's more about the process. It's the whatever could be just you enjoy the colour, the texture, the mindfulness, mindlessness, it's relaxing and it's a community and all that stuff. So there's that, right? There's pretty fabrics and pretty flop. It's like, oh, I'm a dragon with my treasure. It's a pleasure. I'm certainly enjoy the process, otherwise I wouldn't do it, right? Or are you a product stitcher where it's about the finished product? So where it's you're only stitching for the end goal. And I mostly stitch things that I do want to have on my wall. And before I decide to do a project, I do think about, where would I put that? Maybe even rotating it out. I have abandoned things, so or I've stitched things and gone, cool, I'm done, but I don't want to, so I enjoyed the process, but I decided I don't want to keep the product. So I think I'm a combination of them both. Like if I was stitching something and I decided this is not me, like I've abandoned something. I started one of the mystery sales from one of the older mystery patterns from Linen and Threads, and I abandoned it because the colours I picked, the fabric I'd ordered the fabric from my crappy local needlework store, and I kind of had limited options of what I could choose. This is way back in February or March of last year, before I started deciding I really do need to buy more online. You're trying to support local, but if they don't have the product, you can't buy it. So I bought I'd ordered a couple of pieces of fabric. I'm still waiting for one. I still haven't heard about the other one. So I picked from the colours they had, so just the Belfast, whatever's available to our suppliers. And by the time one of the pieces of fabric arrived, I was like, okay, well that's what I've got. I picked some threads and the colours went, but I started stitching and I was like, not enjoying it. I now want to stitch this on 36 count, not on 32, because I picked 32. Has always been my go-to. It's going to be too big. I don't love the colour. I'm going to stitch. It's going to take me ages. I was using some Coloris, whatever that DMC multi-thread is, and it's pricey, and I was going to need 15 skeins of it or something. I'm like, nah. So I abandoned it. So I cut off the top bit. I put the fabric away for another day, and I'm just like, if I do stitch this, I'm going to do it mono on a higher count. but there's 1 million other things calling to me. So, you know, I'm not afraid to abandon something. So I'm not just stitching for the sake of stitching, for sure. But what I think I am a progress stitcher. So I want to see progress. When I pick up something, I want to be able to, when I put it down and put it away again, I want to see, you know, I finished that length of border, I finished that big motif, I'm a third of the way through, I'm a page done, or whatever it is. I couldn't be satisfied. I wouldn't be satisfied if I picked something up and I got 20 stitches and then I put it away for a year. So that's the kind of stitcher I am. I'm a progress stitcher. The process is important. I obviously really enjoy it because I do a lot of it. And it's not hard for me. It's just really relaxing. I certainly enjoy the product. So I enjoy the end product. I really only want to stitch things that are pretty, or that I really love, or that have meaning to me, or that I can see on, you know, mostly see on my wall, or just I enjoy them being in the cupboard so I can go and look at them. Look at my pretty things. But definitely I'm more of a progress stitcher, and no one talks about that. It doesn't really matter, but that's what I thought I would talk about. So we've done my finish, whip, new start. That's all that I have. A little bit of, oh, I've got a little bit of haul. I'll be back. So I meant to show this last week because this came in on the 6th, was my Victorian Motto variegated set. And it arrived. It's so pretty. So I put it on a ring, and you know, a million other people have shown these. But we've got green apples. They're actually showing pretty true. Yeah, not bad. Probably this is a little grayer. This looks a little more purple on screen. I think it's reflecting some of that purple. And that one is Victorian Greys. And this one is Blue Sampler. It's quite lovely. It's probably like my tapestry. Cotton Candy, that's very pink. This is one possibly struggle to use. Cranberry Rainbow, whereas this is more mauvey, sort of dusky pinks, which I can handle. Ruby Wine, I love burgundies and bordeaux. Shades of Sable. There's a lot of brown in this. The shade is sort of red. I would really like a red, or yeah. Woodland Masterpiece, lovely and warm. Adobe Adventure. Golden, I'm not even on screen. Golden Sandstone. And Glorious Sunset, which is showing very pretty true. So yeah, they're very lovely. I actually do have plans to use, well, it won't be all of it because it's a lot of floss. I think it's 20 yards. This might show in a giveaway sometime in the future. I think I'll struggle to use that one. But I have plans to use some of these. So that will be interesting. So I meant to show that last week and completely forgot. Then this week had another order come in, so I talked about my the twisted band sampler, how I needed to get the 3 greens, just getting them at a time, because you know, money. So I've got the 3 greens come in, so they're the Averiswa Swadage silks, and they are lovely to stitch with. And so that might have to get a little bit of love when I need a break from something. So, but that's at least I've got them now to do. And just because I've ordered a couple of orders recently, I am getting into the habit of throwing in a couple of extra flosses just to can slowly build up my stash. So I got Weeks Garnet, which is probably looking, not on my screen, it's looking definitely more red, where it's more pinker, it's bluer tone than that's looking. But I thought, you know, just need to experiment with different colours. And I got Gentle Art Burnt Orange, which I love. It's more, it's probably quite true. It's definitely edging towards caramelly. It's got some taupey colours in it. And then driftwood. I think I actually need driftwood for a project in my stash, but I had thought it might work on the Seasons of Friendship with my colour, but it's not right. So, but it's nice. So, and then I pulled a previous. Oh, I have to look something up on my phone. I pulled a previous finish out of the cupboard. And then I went looking online to find out from whence it came. And I believe that if someone's blog post is to be believed, this was in Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine in the July-August 1992 issue. I'm not sure if it was called Sunflower Samplers or Be Ye Thankful. And I made some minor tweaks to some of the word lettering, like the colour wasn't quite as charted, but that I actually really love this. I love those muted mauvey purpley colours contrasting with the bright sunflowers. Did me some fancy French knots, and I should get me nano glasses out. I think in the middle is 1/1, and it looks like one colour one way, one colour the other way. I don't have any recollection, I don't have any memory. I mean, I stitched this in 1999. Far out. It's a long time ago. And then it's got a little bit of, it's got some eyelets down here with some, I'm just going to say satin stitch around the edge, some sort of, a couple of things. Yeah, so I'm happy with it, and it's on 32 count linen because that's pretty much what I stitched everything on. But look, it's not Zweigart. No idea. And I had a look to see if you could find, so yeah, Cross Stitch and Country Crafts magazine, July-August 92. Had a wee look online to see if it was available anywhere. What was cool is that I found, where did I find it? I found somebody, you scroll down and find on Pinterest, on Google Images, and find some different ways it's been stitched. Another one there. They look like they changed the colours, but probably just a photo. And I found one that was this beautiful, where was it? It was black background, so stitched more modern. Where is it? Yeah, it was there and now I can't find it. It looked fantastic. No, it's disappeared now. I don't know. And it had, yeah, it was done with variegated thread and on black, and it was quite sort of quite striking, but I can't find it now. I don't know why it's changed. Yeah, so someone might still have that. It might be in the stash, or you might see that somewhere, and it's a nice little stitch. I think plans to carry on this week. Obviously, I'll keep plugging away on my Quaker Seasons of Friendship. and when I need a break from that, I'll pick up something else. I still want to keep working away on the map, so when I do pick up my map, I'll do, aim to do 2 or 3, 4 motifs and then put it away. Everybody, enjoy your stitching, enjoy your week, and I expect to come back to you next week. In the meantime, don't let your I can't even do it. In the meantime, don't let your needles rust. Ciao.